Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host, Aaron Coe.
Stop.
Today is Tuesday, October 26th, fresh off a shitty Monday Night Football. And obviously, UW got their win. It was
Yeah, baby.
It was a very shitty win, but we'll talk about that.
No shitty wins.
Wins a win.
Except for that one.
Except for that one. But before we do that, like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. Yeah, let's just start talking about the Seahawks. 13-10, started off pretty hot with a DK Metcalf 84-yard reception touchdown.
Yeah.
Then he didn't get another target until there was like 5 minutes left in the game. So, another game where the defense quietly did really well. There were some bad Jameis throws, some really bad drops from the receivers, but, they only gave up 13, so there's not much to complain about there.
Overall, they were good. It's time to, I think the last couple of years we hit the game where you stop taking the overs on the Seahawks and take unders. So hit the unders hard, people. Because their defense is playing better and their offense not so much.
No. DK ended with 5 targets, 2 catches, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Freddie Swain was our, not yardage wise, but if you cut out that 84-yarder, he was our leading receiver. 4 catches for 39 yards. He had more targets than DK and Tyler Lockett. Same amount of targets as Lockett and Gerald Everett combined. So,
well, I think when Waldron took the job, he was like, "We got to get this Swain kid the ball.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be my
Let him
primary
eat.
objective. Let him eat.
Hell
He's
yeah.
a star in the making."
Penny had a pretty nice stat line of 6 for 9, 6 carries for 9 yards. Alex Collins, 16 for 35. The run game was just awful. To be fair, on the other side, the run game wasn't great either. Alvin Kamara absolutely ate us alive in the pass game, though.
Yeah.
20 carries for 51 yards. You're like, oh, we did decent against Alvin Kamara.
That.
But then 10 catches for 128 yards and a touchdown on 11 targets for a running back.
Ryan Neal, who I've been calling for more playing time for him. I think he does a lot of things good, but he had no chance against Kamara in that game. He was running behind him all night long.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a game where one touchdown made it go from winning to losing.
Yeah.
That was a pretty big deal.
Yep.
Shouldn't have been.
No,
but it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We only had 2 sacks. We did get some pressure at times, but it didn't feel significant. Gino at times was having to scramble a bit. They ended with 5 sacks. That's actually more than I thought, and 9 tackles for loss for the Saints, which triple the tackles for loss and over twice the amount of sacks. So, it was just an ugly game. I feel bad if you're a fan of neither team and you just decided to watch Monday Night Football last night because it was ugly as fuck. And I don't know what else to say. Seahawks are 2-5. We're not making the playoffs.
We're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah,
we're gonna make the playoffs.
Okay.
We're going to beat Jacksonville. Everybody's all doom and gloom. Here's the thing.
Because we're 2-5.
You got to go 9-8. They added a playoff spot.
Okay, yeah.
There's a 17th game. So 2-5. So you got to beat Jacksonville with Geno. That puts you at 3-5. So you need to go 6.
6-3.
6-3. That doesn't sound that bad.
That doesn't sound that bad. And
the defense is playing.
If there's any team that's going to sneak in the playoffs at 9-8 and be scary for a top seed, it will be the Seahawks. Are we going to beat Jacksonville next week?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
We're going to the playoffs.
Okay.
Probably going to lose again like they do, like they have been. Going to the playoffs. I'm calling it right now. All you doomers and gloomers jumping off the bandwagon. I'll gladly invite you back on.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that I'll be
jump off again after the first playoff game.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear I'll be invited back, but yeah, I am not a believer at this moment, unfortunately. I don't even feel. I'm curious as to what the line is for the Jacksonville game if they've said it yet. Because
they might be favored by 3. I can't remember.
Damn. That's a very low amount of points to be
against
favored
Jacksonville
by. Against
when you're at
Jacksonville.
home.
They're at home, too. Oh, my God.
So what things that are perplexing, I guess, above anything else is, I'm not seeing a lot of creativity that I thought I might see with Waldron. I'm
not either.
I'm seeing a couple plays a game that I'm like, oh wow, but it's very rare, and I thought we would see more of that. Maybe he should just look at the plays that the Rams guy called last week, and then just write those down and then use those.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Seriously.
But I mean, if I can never remember the guy's name and the LA Rams coach.
Sean McVay.
If McVay can go to a Super Bowl with
Jared
Goff
yeah.
at quarterback, we should be able to win a couple games with Geno Smith.
That's fair. I think that's fair to say.
But I'm seeing a lot of, runs on first and second down, and then you're putting Geno in a position where he can't win. Geno's going to check it down.
Yeah.
He's going to make some mistakes, and he's not going to he's not gonna he's just not gonna be bombing it down the field like Russ does. He's so you put him in 3rd and 11. We're not going to win that very often with him. He's not going to pull the rabbit out of the hat. You shouldn't ask him to do that.
Yeah.
He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, it's especially disheartening when it's not working and they keep fucking doing it.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
Let him throw on a neutral down once in a while.
Yeah.
1st and 10, 2nd and medium. Let him throw on those once
weird,
in a while to mix it up.
Yeah, weird. Just like handing the ball off to Alex Collins, Travis Homer, and fucking what's his name, Rashad Penny. Every neutral down isn't working. Like, it's shocking. Like, what the fuck? Let's switch it up. Maybe at halftime, like switch it up in the middle of the game. I don't know. I hope they switch it up for next fucking week. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Jags, so maybe Alex Collins will be good enough, but
I think there's a narrative out there that, well, when you have a backup quarterback, you need to run the ball to help the quarterback. Okay. Yes. But you also can't put them in 3rd and long every that's not helping the quarterback.
Yeah.
Let him throw on 1st down and check it down for 5 yards.
That's great advice. Run the ball for 5 yards a carry to help the quarterback.
Right.
Let's just, you know what you got to do? Just run the ball really well. That's it.
Well, there's when Alex Collins gets 25 carries, his teams are like 19-0.
Yeah,
I totally made that up.
He only got 16 this game.
Yeah,
man.
If they would have just handed it to him 25 times to start the game, they would have won. Just every play.
Yeah.
They just didn't do it. They didn't get to 25. They gave up.
They didn't get
16.
to 25. Yeah.
They should have kept doing it.
All of a sudden, you're running out of time and you're down. You start throwing the ball.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. What are they doing? No, I don't know. When I say they're going to make the playoffs, there are a couple of contingencies. One of those is Russ better be back after the bye, and we don't know that. We don't know for sure that he's ever coming back.
Yeah,
like ever.
Yeah.
Florio was stirring that pot again this morning.
Awesome.
Oh, what if is he going to get asked to get traded during this season? Like we're doing that again. But no, I don't think he's going to get traded. But, how long is this injury? How long is it? We don't really know. We haven't been given a definitive timeline.
Yeah.
I have speculated, and many others have speculated that he'll be back for Green Bay. But it could be 3 or 4 weeks more than that. We don't know. So we need him to come back because we're not going anywhere with Geno. I don't fully blame Geno. I think he's a decent backup quarterback.
He is what he is.
He's not going to win games for you.
You're not like, you can't expect to have Geno Smith for 4 weeks when you already have a bad record and expect to go to the playoffs that year.
I mean, we've asked him to win 3 straight games literally at the end of the game, and that's you can't put him in those positions. That's not who he is. No disrespect to him. I like him. I root for him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. It is what it is. I mean, there's a bunch of quarterbacks you don't want that in that situation. There's only 5 that you do want in that situation, and Russ so happens to be one of them.
Right.
So that's what we're comparing it to. Well, I mean, yeah. Do you have any other big notes from this game?
Do you when you wear that jersey, do you feel like you want to just get into my head and like piss me off and make me hit you in the face?
Yeah.
I'm kind of on edge today anyway, so it could be done. It
Yeah.
could be done pretty easily.
DK's best attribute as a football player is penalty drawing ability, because he will just get all ticky tacky, just bitch at people until they punch him in the face, and then 15 yards. I don't know how he never gets flagged. Has he ever gotten a personal foul on something like that?
It seems like the second guy gets
It's
nailed.
always the other guy.
No.
Always.
Yeah.
Maybe the refs are scared of DK. Maybe they just don't. They're like, maybe he'll punch me next.
Yeah.
No, but
I saw him last night. He was compared to Dennis Rodman. A friend of mine on Facebook said that. I can't remember if he reposted something or if that was his original thought, that Adam File said he's like the Dennis Rodman of the NFL. Unfortunately, we need DK to focus on catching the football more. Like, it's great that he gets these penalties, but I wonder if when he's getting in someone else's head, if he gets in his own a little bit and that becomes the primary objective.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he didn't get the targets. Now, there was on the rare times that they show the all 22, or at least from the backside, there were times where it looked like, hey, Gino, like, put it up there and let him try to
just
win it.
go, yeah, because Gino's not gonna dissect a defense. Like, let's try to put it in the hands. Let's try to put, let's give. We don't want Gino to try to dissect a defense, and that's how we win a game. But we can try to have DK Metcalf just shit all over a cornerback all day. Like, that's something that's doable, So let's put it in the hands of the better player. Literally, put it in the hands.
And if nothing else, why no screens to him? Why not hand it off to him once in a while?
I know.
I don't know. Like, find ways.
Yeah, put it that's a guy. I mean, they do it with a lot of other good receivers in the NFL. They just find a way to put it in their hands. Devontae Adams is like the best route runner in the NFL. He can no one can stay on him. If Rodgers gets good blocking, Devontae will be open at some point. But they run screens with him. They just put it in his hands and let him go because they know he has that ability. However, I will say, DK on like the 2 screens that he's had that I can remember has gotten the ball punched out. So. But one of them should have ended the game, and the other one did end the game. So
right.
I'm a little nervous about that too. But I just want the ball in his hands.
I mean, that's otherwise. What are we doing? Like, I understand that he has a couple issues. He doesn't have the best hands, and I know he's put it on the ground a few times, but I mean, he has that playmaking ability. We got to take some chances.
Definitely
find a way to get him the ball.
Yeah, we're not gonna win playing it safe with Gino.
Right.
You gotta just hope some shit happens, kind of. I mean, same thing with Jameis, Like Jameis is not, if you try to play it safe with Jameis, he's just gonna throw some picks. But if you throw some bombs, he'll hit some touchdowns too.
Yeah.
It's different with Gino, but yeah.
What did you think of the DK touchdown?
That was PI. That was OPI.
I didn't celebrate for like 5 minutes. I was still waiting for the flag to come out.
Yeah, it was OPI. I only saw the replay like once or twice, so maybe whatever his name is, Marshawn Lattimore, maybe he had a hold of his arm and DK just kind of shook him off, but seemed like OPI.
Yeah.
And then, he broke the tackle. PFT commenter had a pretty funny tweet. Just like just a Snapchat, just like a white line, just like great route by DK Metcalf.
straight line. Yeah.
I mean, it was a good ball by Gino. I think it was the furthest ball he threw all day. It was like 20 yards downfield, and I mean, there's that could have gone a lot worse, and it went awesome. So
yeah, I would say that. A play like that gets called OPI maybe 10% of the time, but it could have been called. It's one of those some of the holding call that we had against Damian Lewis a couple of weeks ago. That it's one of those where but they never call that. But it is a foul. So it's hard to complain too much. But
I was about to ask, do you think that the NFL will kind of emphasize that a little more just because the rules have been sliding so much towards the offense? But then I was like, wait, Do you think the NFL would want to call back an 84-yard touchdown play?
And a 13-10 final score.
Yeah, they want that play.
Yeah,
they just
needed that.
They
play.
need that play on Monday Night Football, especially. God. So, yeah. If it happened to the Seahawks, I would have been pretty pissed, though.
Yeah, I would have been. I would probably have been screaming for a flag. But that's that's what we do.
That's what it is.
Dumbass fans.
Yep. The Saints also. This wasn't it the Rams that got fucked over, or the Saints got fucked over because the Rams. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there was so little. Like nothing happened in this game.
How do you go ahead?
Kevin White downed the ball at the 1 yard line, and then he dropped a pass.
So a star.
Yeah.
Future star.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like a top 10 pick by the Bears?
I think he was like number 8 overall or something like that.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, and just like. Not only was a bust, but just like played like 10 games for him. Like it wasn't even
He got hurt immediately. He's a West Virginia guy, and Gino is too. So I do root for the West Virginia guys.
Yeah,
And,
no, I'm not. I don't root, especially a guy like that who's already like. I mean, there's no other way to say it. He's a bust.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Like I don't root for guys to like continue being busts. If anything, I would love to see him like just become just a Deshaun Jackson late in his career, just like a deep threat.
Right.
But that won't happen.
It's amazing. Sometimes I see a guy like Kevin White, and I'm like, whoa, he's still there.
Yeah.
Like you sort of assume that when they're that big of a bust that they'll just, he's got his first round money and is just living a nice life somewhere. But he's still out there.
Hey, and I respect the shit out of that. He's grinding it out on special teams. He got activated from the fucking practice squad. Like,
dude wants to play.
He wants to play.
Yeah,
I hope it's hopefully it's not money issues. I hope he wants to play.
Oh god, spent all his money already.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a first round pick. It'll keep coming. No, but that's a grinder though. So I do appreciate that. It's not like he just was just like a lazy piece of shit. Like he wants it. I imagine, even though it's a small thing, I imagine it felt good to like make a big contribution like that because it's probably been a while. I don't know what else there was.
How'd you feel about our kicker?
Oh fuck, I forgot about this. Oh yeah, we should have won this game.
Yeah,
we should have won.
Yeah,
but the kicker sucked.
Yeah,
he was 1 for 3. He made a 50-yarder, missed a 44, and I forgot what the last one was.
Yeah, the other one, it was longer because Gino took a terrible sack.
Terrible sack. It was like 54 or something.
Yeah, so it should have been like low 40s.
Yeah.
That was a terrible play by Gino. That's now it was bad offensive line play, but as a quarterback, you got to know the situation.
Yeah.
Take a risk that you might get intentional grounding. You have to get that ball out.
Yeah.
You can't give that, push yourself into a long field goal situation.
Because it goes from piece of shit kicker to like 54 yards is missable. Like that's so missable.
It's more the pattern with him. Like he's missed, he had 37 in a row or whatever, and I think he's
That's
missed.
what I said. He hit, he like, it wasn't a record, but he like, is approaching record territory, and then he just fucking broke himself with like one. It was a bad miss too. It was like 32 yards. It was like a really bad miss. Yeah. And then he's broken now. He's just a broken kicker.
It sure looks like it. I mean, I think that they should cut him and sign somebody else.
Yeah.
Just, because kickers rarely come back from this, other than maybe a few great ones. But it's like a closer, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure Mariano Rivera had a couple of rough weeks and came back from it. Mm-hmm. He's a, unanimous Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But most closers, once they blow a few, like they're done. They are done, and that's the same with kickers. So, I actually think they should just abolish all kickers.
Yeah, you were saying that last night.
Yeah, I'm done.
It's a very radical. It sounds more like something I would say, and you would disagree.
What do we need them for? Oh, extra point. Wow, that was exciting.
Okay, the extra point I can get behind. I don't think the extra point is stupid at this point.
How cool would it be if they went for 2 every time?
I agree with that. I think there should still be a step in between a touchdown and turnover on downs or punting. And I'd raise this concern to you, I think it would fuck with NFL betting way too much. Like, they would never do it because of that. Like, if you eliminated a way to get 3 points, it would, like, actually fuck with things big time.
You young people, you all want to go for it every time anyway. You get mad every time the kicker comes out.
I support going for 2 every time.
How often have you said, "Oh, good, they're bringing the kicker out for a field goal"? Never.
Yeah.
You always think they should go for it.
That's
every
not true.
damn time.
That's not true. I thought they should have kicked it the last time they kicked it when it was 4th and 22.
Okay.
I thought they should have kicked it.
Okay, you can go for it. You can go for it if it's more than 4th and 15. Can you imagine, like, so then Pete Carroll would be like, "Hey, Russ, I need you to run backwards 6 yards and take a knee so we can kick this field goal."
Yeah, it would create the dumbest shit. Like, yeah, that would be so. Oh my god.
And Pete Carroll would definitely punt from the 35.
He would. And that's the thing. I think we'd be creating more punting on 4th and 7 from the 35 than going for it instead of kicking a field goal on 4th and 7 from the 35.
I don't care. Kill them all.
Oh my god. Whoa. This just took a turn. Kill them all. God damn.
I'm not a racist person. I'm racist against kickers.
Oh my god.
I'm done with kickers.
Oh,
No,
man.
I'm kidding. No, obviously I'm
kill
kidding.
them.
I don't actually think they should
It went
kill
from
them.
I don't think they should kick field goals anymore to kill all kickers.
Oh man, I like punters.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose big balls.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose him.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see Jason Myers or anyone that looks like him.
Jason
ever
Myers
again.
ugly as fuck too.
Yeah.
So that was unnecessary. that was just mean.
You suck at kicking and you're ugly.
Yeah, that was just mean. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah. Anyway, do you have? We'll talk about the Manning cast too. But do you have anything else from the game?
For the game, I don't think I do.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Okay, just one very quick thing. I thought the interior of the defensive line played really well, except for Al Woods had a couple of dumbass penalties.
Yeah.
But he's playing really well, so I'll give you a pass for this game.
Definitely.
But they really bottled up the run pretty
They did.
well.
They did.
So I like what I'm seeing from Al and Puna.
Puna Ford.
Yeah. That's why we're going to the playoffs.
That's why we're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right. So the Manning cast, it was entertaining. I think in the future, if there's a game that I really, really want to watch or that's really close, I think I'm going to switch to the normal Monday night broadcast.
Yeah. Or maybe go back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, honestly, for a game like this, it's different when you're rooting for the team. But if I were just some other fan of whatever team, and I was watching this game, I definitely would have loved the Manning cast because it was kind of a boring-ass game.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch was electric.
Oh, man.
He said shit 4 times and fuck once.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was so funny. It was like there was supposed to be, like, they're trying to get him to jump off sides, and the center snapped the ball, and no one else moved. Marshawn just goes, "What the fuck?" I mean, it was so good.
I don't know what he like had the camera off to the side and he's like turning sideways.
He's halfway out. He's halfway out of shot. He's like eating and shit. Like he hears plate like moving on the table.
And said he had 3 shots of Henny before.
One for big bro, one for little bro, one for beast mode. That's
but he was great. I think on cable they're allowed to swear, but it depends on your advertisers how they feel about it. And
they apologized for the fuck.
Somebody told Manning to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think he really wanted to.
No, of course
somebody
not.
got in his ear and said we got to do some sort of. So he did like a very half-assed apology on that.
Yeah.
But the only thing, I enjoyed a lot of it. Like I agree with what you said. I felt like I think they need to talk about the game a little bit more, and then I love that Sue Bird was on there. So this is not anything about Sue Bird, but there was a point where I wanted to see a replay.
Oh yeah,
and they put Sue Bird on full screen and replayed her reaction to something.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, I actually would like to see what happened.
Yeah,
there was reaction to what happened.
I know. It was there was another one when they had Drew Brees on, and they were just showing a clip. I don't know, it was like a clip of him in the Super Bowl. I don't know what it was. And the game was happening. And we had the Manning cast on downstairs, and I think you were originally watching upstairs, and that TV just happened to be on the normal broadcast. And I was in the kitchen, so I could see both TVs, and I was like, well, fuck, I guess I gotta go to the other one now because they're not even showing the game on the Manning Cast. There was like 3 plays they missed. It was like, that's, and it's a whole different thing. It's for, it's for people that want to hear Eli, like, make fun of Peyton and, like, it's fun and it's a lot of fun and I really like it. But, if there's like a Bucks-Bills Monday Night Football game coming up and it's close towards the end, like, give me boring ass Steve Levy, like I'll take that because
So I just think if they could just tweak it a little bit so they focus on the game a little bit more, and maybe don't have the guests on for quite as long or not as many guests.
Yeah, because they're on for like half the quarter. Yeah, it's quite a bit.
It's a long time. And Sue Bird was great. I love Sue Bird.
She's awesome. She's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got a good sense of humor. So I'm glad very glad they had her on.
Brady was just sucking their dicks like I knew he would.
Oh God, that was gross. Yeah, I didn't need to see him.
I didn't even pay attention to Drew Brees that much. Honestly, he's just boring. And Marshawn was great, obviously.
Yeah, so I love that. I mean, hell, have Marshawn on for the whole broadcast. Yeah, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
I also think I wish the Mannings could find a way to just be in the same room together so the communication's a little tighter. But but hey, I like that they're doing something different.
Yes.
Than boring ass play-by-play guy and former jock, following up with his thoughts on what it was like 20 years ago when he played. So I like that they're doing something different. I don't know that I'll watch it all the time, but it's just fun to have that alternative to take a look at.
Peyton, when he's explaining football, has an intensity in his voice and in his eyes that is like, I feel like I'm in the huddle and the quarterback's talking to me right now. Like, it's like game time for him. He's like the veins popping out of his neck. He's starting to sweat. Like he's really into it, explaining what's going on. And there's just nothing else that's offering even close to that. So, there never has been anything like this. So, yeah, like you said, I think it's awesome. I also said last night, the idea of having a current player, especially current player, and the Saints are playing, he's in their division, to have him on a broadcast like live while he's still playing football, like he just played yesterday. Right. Like it's like bizarre to me. Like it's just such a foreign. It's so cool. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
No. Other than they just got to get they've got to get something going with the offense. Yeah. It's good to see the defense maybe coming around a bit. Mm-hmm. So go beat the Jags and then see what happens after that.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Washington, Arizona. We didn't watch a lot of this game because we were at a stand-up comedy show. Yeah. Shout out Tim Dillon. It was very funny.
Yeah, it was great. We didn't miss much.
Yeah, we didn't miss much. I missed pretty much all of it, though, because we got home and basically I didn't turn the game on right away, so I missed the comeback. Right. Yeah, so I guess I don't know. The only note I had was after the game, one of the broadcasters said, you got to give Dylan Morris a lot of credit. And I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. No. You don't got to give him a lot of credit. You don't have to give anyone a lot of credit. We beat a team that is 0-7 by 5. Do you know what the spread was? Fucking 19. Yeah. We were supposed to win that by 19. No one gets credit. And by the way, if we were a half-decent football team, the spread would have been 25.
Yeah, for sure.
So, no. There's no credit anywhere. Yeah. Cool. We scored 3 touchdowns against the worst football team, maybe in Pac-12 history. That's not even that big of an exaggeration when I say that. Yeah. Like, since the turn of the century, this has to be one of the... This is worse... This team has to be worse than the Tyrone Willingham Huskies, right? We had Jake Locker.
Yeah, well, it's the 0-12 team... Locker was injured for
injured. That's
all but
right.
the first game.
I forgot about that. He was injured.
So I can't remember the poor bastard that had to come in.
But was Chris Polk on that team? Like
he was. I think he might have been hurt too.
Oh Jesus! I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah. This team has to be worse than that team.
It's not defensively. It's not worse.
It's not worse. No. Okay, fair enough.
The defense is okay. Like the defense is like you should be able to win 8 games with this defense if you had a decent offense. If you had
I'm talking about Arizona.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Arizona.
I thought you were talking about the Huskies.
No. This team is not as bad as no.
I was like, okay, they're not that bad.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. No,
okay.
no. Arizona.
Yes, I would say that they are worse. They're getting, except for this game, boat raced.
They're getting fucking smacked in the mouth every game.
Yeah. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've quit. They've had injuries.
Yeah.
They have it all.
Yeah. Seriously, yeah. Arizona, like, that. Yeah. One of, like, since the, no, you're good. Definitely since that Tyrone Willingham team, worst team in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
So no one gets credit for beating this team. No one.
No.
Except for the shitty fucking coaches and AD at Arizona. They get credit for that.
Yeah. It's pretty disheartening, and turns out Richard Newton has a torn ACL. So I don't know what's been going on with that guy all year, but and then your best defensive player, Ulofoshio, his name I never quite get right.
Yeah.
He's out for the season with some sort of arm injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's tough, and Dylan Morris. So we didn't see this part, but Dylan Morris, apparently there was a plan to play Heward for a series at some point. Dan Rayleigh reported that. Very few other. Didn't see it reported by anyone else. Maybe I don't follow everybody.
Right.
But then Heward comes in because Dylan Morris's nose wouldn't stop bleeding. And then so that was his series. He attempted one pass. And handed off a bunch of times. So yeah. So I would have liked to have seen him actually get a chance to run the offense for a couple series just to see what he's got. At least get him some experience.
Yeah. So I have a question for you regarding this, because someone's either full of shit or wrong here. Either Dan Rayleigh was wrong, or, which I don't think he necessarily was, or Jimmy Lake was full of shit when he said that when he was gonna get a fucking a series or whatever, or Jimmy Lake was. I just think Jimmy Lake was full of shit. Honestly,
I think they had a plan to bring him in, and then they had to bring someone in. So like, okay, let's just do it now.
So, but why didn't you get any? I feel like Jimmy Lake is full of shit in some regard here. Yeah. Either it wasn't really part of the plan, or like I don't know. It's very confusing to me.
I don't know.
Or maybe Jimmy Lake was like, okay, I guess we got to give him a shot. Like, there was. The way that this happened was, it smells of bullshit, because he went in because Dylan Morris was in the medical tent. So like, and then Dylan Morris came out of the medical tent, and then he was back in the game. Right. So
yeah.
It feels like there's some bullshit cooking here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I want Jimmy Lake gone now, which this is the first time I've actually said this. I've said fire everyone, whatever. I haven't said fire Jimmy Lake mostly because I was so excited at the beginning, and I wanted to hold on to my hope a little. But I don't know, man. I mean, if Heward doesn't get 2 series next week, or O'Brien, someone that's not Dylan Morris, I'm out on Jimmy Lake.
I just can't believe that both of those guys are worse than what we've seen from Dylan Morris.
They're not. They're not.
I don't see how it's possible.
They are not worse. They're not. They can't be.
But then why is Jimmy not playing him then?
Because he's fucking stupid, clearly. I mean, he's a defensive coach.
I mean, he and John Donovan must think that Dylan Morris is the best. I don't think they would. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Makes no sense to me, because
I've heard some
does
say.
Does John Donovan know that he's that? Does he realize how bad he is then? If he thinks Dylan Morris is the guy, he's like, oh, Dylan Morris is the guy. I'm just dog shit at cooking up. What?
Yeah,
so if Dylan Morris is the guy, then they have to realize that they are fucking awful at their jobs.
Yeah.
If Dylan Morris is the guy, you're holding him back. It makes no sense to me.
I really wish Jimmy would have brought in, because I'm on the fence about firing Jimmy Lake. I'm leaning toward it. But I will say this:
if they lose the Apple Cup, I want him gone.
Yeah, I wish Jimmy had brought in a veteran offensive coordinator, instead of a guy with a very spotty resume at best.
At best.
Yeah. So Jimmy, a brand new head coach, has surrounded himself with people that don't have experience. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with this team right now. I heard, I can't remember his name, Fox broadcaster. He was Joel Klatt. He was on, and he said that. So I guess you can look and see. You can look at like this year's teams and see where their composite recruits are ranked, like all the players on the team.
Yeah.
So Washington is number 17 in terms of the recruits that they have on their roster. So that tells you that that it's not just it's certain. I mean, hey, sometimes recruits don't work out, obviously, but it's not. We're all a little down on the recruiting, but it's not really that right now. It looks a little bleak maybe going forward, but they have talent to win games, to compete for the North title, but for whatever reason they're not doing it. So quarterback is the obvious one to point to. The offensive line has been disappointing. The running backs have been bad, and there's no creativity with this offense.
The offensive line and the running backs being bad are, to me, it is unmistakably a coaching error.
Yeah.
These guys were good at football last year.
Yeah.
They were good at football, and now they're bad at football. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
that's a coaching thing, right?
It sure seems like it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what else you could point to. That they closed the weight room, or
I don't know. I mean, maybe
did they take away all their weights? I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it's a mess. And my guess is, barring if they completely fall off the rails and lose the Apple Cup and lose everything, Jimmy will probably get fired. My guess is there'll be meetings after the season, and it'll be find a Jeff Tedford type, someone who can come in and just take over the offense.
Yeah.
It's really bad. In the punter's good, just like the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But it's tough. And Dylan Morris clearly isn't the answer. I know some people are concerned about Heward burning his red shirt, and I'm, 15 years ago, I worried a lot about red shirts, but with scholarship reductions, with the transfer portal, with more and more guys going to the pros early, we redshirted Byron Murphy, and he used 2 years of eligibility.
Yeah.
If we're worried about Sam Heward's fucking red shirt, then he sucks.
Either he doesn't need his red shirt, or he's not what we wanted him to be.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be good enough to lead a team to anything good, really. I mean, if he needs his red shirt, we're not going to be in the hunt for the Pac-12.
Right.
That's not.
Now, if this had been, if Washington had come into this game with one loss, and one loss at Michigan, and they played this game, it would have been like, oh, hey, weird things happen in the desert. They always struggle down there.
We lost to fucking Montana.
Yeah. So I'm saying if this were the one thing this season, I would be like, hey, you got to win on the road. This shit happens. Arizona, we always fucking suck down there.
Yeah.
But when it's been this way the whole season, and
we beat Cal in overtime.
Yeah. So, and what are the records of Cal, Arkansas State, and Arizona?
Versus FBS teams, I think it's a combined. I'm pretty sure it's combined 0-17.
Yeah. There you go.
So
yeah,
that'll tell you where we're at.
Yeah.
This isn't a bowl team. This isn't a good team. This is a bad football team.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's not like we have a whole new roster. I don't know. And
I'm not sure I see 3 games to get into a bowl.
Well, I mean,
it's going to be
if
tough.
we don't beat Colorado and Wazoo, I want Jimmy Lake gone anyway.
Yeah.
And then
so that would be 2.
That's 2, and then at Stanford or home against Oregon or Arizona State, pick one.
Ugh.
Pick one that we're not going to get beat by 20 plus.
Yeah, I don't like any of those.
We're going to get, Stanford, maybe we'll keep it close. I think Oregon's going to shit all over us.
Oregon's not that great either. And, I think the defense will keep them. They're going to
We beat Cal and Arizona by a combined total of 12 points.
Yeah, but I just don't think Oregon's that dynamic offensively either.
Okay.
I think that UW will hold them under 30. But we might still lose
30 to
17
yeah,
or something.
or 17,
still,
yeah.
It may not be a super competitive game.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get boat raced. It'll be a game that I have to keep watching, sadly, and into the fourth quarter at least. Yeah, so I think their defense is good enough. I mean, hell, both the Seahawks and the Huskies, the common theme here is what makes it so painful is they've been in pretty much every game.
Yeah.
You know, the Seahawks, they didn't have a great shot against Minnesota there at the end, but they were in it in the fourth quarter. The Huskies, the only game they weren't in was Michigan, but even that game,
there was still
late in the third, they were down by a touchdown.
Yeah.
It looked like they got a stop, and then Dom Hampton had that awful penalty, and then they were down by 14.
Yeah.
So, like it's not like these teams are getting murdered.
They lost to OSU by 3. They lost to UCLA by 7, and those were both close. Like close, you know.
I mean, the Willingham team, it's like you're down by 28 points at late in the second quarter.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like
tough.
that.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I don't know. You're gonna see some coaching change. You're gonna see some assistant coaching changes.
Oh, we have to.
I think if Jimmy can win 5 games, he probably stays. 4, it's a toss up. 3, if he wins no more games, he's
if
gone.
he wins 5 games this year,
with massive coordinator changes,
I would take him back. I would take him back if he wins 5 with massive coordinator changes, because
I would give him one more,
because he has like the personality that it matters more for like a college coach than an NFL coach, and he gets fans, and I'm guessing, like you said, he's great in the room. Like, he can get parents, he can get kids.
They just went into rooms for the first time like a week ago.
Oh wow! Okay.
In his tenure as head coach, because it wasn't allowed.
That's right.
You weren't allowed to go recruit. So,
yeah.
Could that step up recruiting? Not if you're losing. But,
that's the thing. What is he trying to sell them right now?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm gonna fire my coordinators. Seriously, that's what he's got to be telling them.
I mean, yeah, don't tell anybody, but yeah.
Like, what else is he telling those kids?
Yeah.
What else is there to say to them other than a lot of stuff's gonna change.
Yeah.
I might not even be here.
So we have a 5-star recruit on the defensive line that hasn't done very much, and his dad's
firing off on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh
boy.
Yeah. I don't blame him. I mean, he hasn't. To be fair, no matter how bad your coach is, you can beat a lineman one-on-one and get a sack. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So he hasn't been great, but I don't blame his dad, really. Like, it's been bad, too. It's like, sure, Savell Smalls has not
Shouldn't
been...
tweet that, Would you want me to tweet?
No, absolutely
during
not.
your senior baseball season?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Especially if it got retweeted all over the place. Like No, I just don't. I don't think that's. I don't think that's a dad's role. But
no. Yeah, no. I don't blame him for feeling that way. He shouldn't have.
Yeah, he definitely should feel that way.
He shouldn't have tweeted it. Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure some of it comes from my son's not. For sure, going to the NFL.
It's frustration. It's frustration too.
And the team sucks.
And he was committed
at every level.
He was committed to the number 7 team in the country currently,
right.
Which they don't, like you said. I mean, they don't necessarily look like a number 7 team, but they fucking beat Ohio State.
They did. Yeah,
and he could have gone to Ohio State. Like, he could have gone anywhere. So
no, Oregon. And let me just say, I think Oregon is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
I especially in a year where there's not. I don't feel like there's a lot of great teams this year.
Yeah,
Oregon's a really good team. I'm just saying they're not the Oregon of like 6 years ago.
Where
I'm
like,
like, Jesus
Mariota,
Christ, we're gonna
Oregon.
lose 58-3.
Yeah,
it's not. They're not that kind of team.
Should I even watch this game? Should I even turn it on?
Yeah, they're a grinded out.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm very. I don't give us much of a chance to actually win that game.
No. I wonder what the line's going to be. Do you have anything else regarding the Arizona game or just UW as a whole?
No, I think the biggest part of the Arizona game was just that they did win the game, but that thankfully I didn't watch it, and I sure as fuck never will. I mean, to come out against an opponent like that, if you score on Arizona early in the game, they will quit.
Yeah.
And to let them go up 13-0 and outgain UW like 250 to 80 or what? I don't even know what it was. I don't remember the exact numbers.
It was really bad. I wasn't watching, but I was like, oh, we're gonna lose this football game.
Yeah.
Because now, like, Arizona will quit if you're up on them early, but now they're like, hey, we can fucking win a game. Like,
yeah. Didn't you ask me if they would storm the field?
Oh, yeah. I did. I was like, do you think they'll storm the field?
Yeah. And you've lost whatever 17, 18 in a row, whatever it is.
What's their, like, I wonder if I can easily find their combined, like, plus minus, whatever it's called, their point differential. Really bad, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure it's awful.
Yeah, so overall... really bad weekend of football for probably the third week in a row.
Yeah. Never thought I'd be so mad after a win.
Oh my God, seriously. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, Arizona has not scored 20 points yet this season, and they have not given up less than 20 points yet this season either. So,
it's interesting. They gave BYU a game.
I know, yeah. And
hung in there with Northern Arizona, baby.
Oh, wow. 21-19.
Well, the one that really jumps out is how did they lose 34-0 to Colorado? Colorado's bad.
They're bad. Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Next week is at USC.
Yeah. Another train wreck.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. Who knows? We got excited and then quickly disappointed about the Jeff Fisher news and then not news.
Yeah.
There was rumblings. There was smoke about him maybe being the next USC coach, and then fucking John Wilner had to come and rain on the parade. John Wilner likes to make me sad, even though he's always right.
I like Wilner retweeted somebody's tweet though, and it was he's not going to coach in college because you can't go 7-9 in college.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I got nothing.
I got nothing either.
Well, hopefully next week we're talking about a win, and maybe we have a little bit of optimism.
Yeah, I mean,
if they lose this game, it's over.
Oh, it's over. Yeah. Hey, by the way, Seahawks lose to the Jags. Do you want any shifts in the building?
I think I think
gotta have the conversations.
I think so.
Gotta have the conversations.
Yeah.
2-6, lose to the Jags going into the bye week.
The issue is, I think we all hoped that Waldron would be amazing.
Yeah.
And that Pete coaches for another year or two, and then Waldron takes over. But Waldron has shown me nothing.
No.
So that I don't want that to happen. And Ken Norton Jr. That's not gonna happen. And also, they just re-signed Pete. I don't know what the buyout is, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Jody wants to write a huge check. I don't know. I've never seen Jody.
Never even seen her face.
I don't know if she actually exists.
Does she? What if
she died too? It's a Weekend at Bernie's shit. Like she's not even. Nobody's.
What if Paul Allen? It was like a Manti Te'o situation, and there's like some 40-year-old dude running the Seahawks now from some server. Like they only know how to talk to him on like a dating server.
It's either that or she's a complete lunatic that's like fucking calling plays.
Yeah.
And everybody's too afraid to say anything.
I mean.
She's got a headset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that story coming out in like 10 years. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No, I don't know.
See, I want Jamal Adams at any cost. I don't care what it is.
Yeah. That'd be so funny. Oh my God. It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Never know.
Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, AaronCo29. Book on Amazon and Lulu.com called High Points. Goosehead Insurance. And go Hawks, go Dogs, go Kraken. Bring him back. Fuck Howard Schultz.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
Peace.
See ya.